This is the OnePlus 13s, a compact flagship that OnePlus launched a few months ago here in India. And very quickly it has become one of my favorite phones of all time. Now, I've been using this phone for quite some time now, and I know for a fact that right now many of you might be excited to try and get this phone because on Amazon it is available for around 47,749 rupees, well under the 55k price point that this phone had originally launched with. So is this phone something that you should consider at this price point? And if you should buy it, what are the things to keep in mind? Yo, what's up guys, Anubhav here. Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about 5 things about the 13s that you should keep in mind before you end up buying it. With that said, if you guys enjoy this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and let's get started. First things first guys, in my experience of using this phone for almost 3 months now, I have to tell you guys, I really like the design of it. This is a perfect example of a compact flagship phone done right, and OnePlus really nailed the dimensions of this phone. It looks super premium, is very pocketable and easy to use in a one-handed way. So if you like, having smaller phones, or if your hands are not as large as mine, this is a phone that you will really enjoy using. When I first held it in my hands, it really reminded me of the iPhone, the regular iPhones, because they have this matte finish texture on the back panel. And even though it doesn't look like the most durable panel yet, there can be a few scratches, at least marks, that will appear as you use them, but it feels really premium. And again, a bonus thing, if you're watching from India, this phone in this color, which is the green silk color, is actually an India exclusive, and I genuinely think it's one of the best colors for this phone out there. So yeah, by all means, in terms of form factor, if you like a flagship phone, the look and feel as well as the build quality of the 13s is going to really impress you. Talking about the screen, this is also an absolute stunner. Don't think that just because it's small it does not pack a punch, because it really does. So this is a 6.32-inch panel, and in day-to-day usage it is plenty big for most tasks in your day. Best part is that because it's a small phone, you can carry it in your pocket very easily. It's also pretty thin, so it does feel like an accessory instead of carrying a big phone in your hand, for example like the S24 Ultra. So yeah, that definitely is working for it. But even in terms of display quality guys, this has a 1.5K resolution, it's LTPO, it's 120 Hz, it's plenty bright outdoors, and it's got a good peak brightness number of 1600 nits. Typical OnePlus colors, very saturated, very punchy, so content really looks very nice on it. So if you want to watch movies or just use the screen a lot outdoors, I think you're going to be pretty set with that as well. For those of you wondering about green lines as well as issues that might arise later, the 13s actually comes with a lifetime display warranty, which really works in its favor to reduce the fear that people have when nowadays they're trying to buy a new OnePlus phone. So obviously 90% of the times you will not get a green line, but in case you get it, at least you have that added security, which I think is a very big thing whenever somebody buys a phone like this, because you're going to use it at least for the next 3 to 5 years. The third thing that I want to talk about has to be the performance on this thing. See, when it was launched, it was advertised heavily that it has the Snapdragon 8 Elite, so it's giving you flagship level performance, and it also has UFS 4.0 storage, which is really good. But I was really concerned about thermals, so when I tested this phone for a long time, in my experience, I realized that the performance really is top notch. I tried to play flagship games on it, I tried to do a lot of multitasking. Basically, I tried my best to, make sure that this phone runs into a lag or into a hiccup, but surprisingly or not so surprisingly, the phone held up pretty well. So if you're wondering that whether this phone will be good for you in terms of gaming, in terms of multitasking, guys, the 8 Elite is one of the best chips out there. We just got the 8 Elite 5 out right now, so by all means, the 8 Elite on this 13s is very powerful with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of base storage for this variant. I think it's a wonderful package for performance, and in my testing, I did not face any lags whatsoever. Number 4, and probably the most important, is battery life on this rather tiny smartphone. Now, the 13s comes with a 5850 mAh battery. Now, initially, when I had heard that it comes with a 5850 mAh, I was quite apprehensive about the battery life, because as it is a small phone, so I was not really sure how good the battery is going to be. But as much as I used this phone, I was was pleasantly surprised because it really has a very good battery capacity, and it lasts a long time, which was something that I was not expecting. I'll be honest with you guys, I was expecting battery life on this to be pretty average or even bad, but again, the phone really surprised me. I use my phones pretty heavily. There's a lot of social media, there's a lot of hardcore usage and multitasking, along with a little bit of gaming here and there, but it consistently gave me very good screen on times, and it also easily lasted more than an entire day of usage, which is something I was not expecting, since this is not a very large capacity in a silicon carbon tech or even something extraordinary, but OnePlus has really done a good job in optimizing the battery life, especially in a small form factor like this. So by all means, if you're a heavy user, if you consider yourself a hardcore user, I think you will not be disappointed with this battery setup. And even if you do run out of battery, the 90-watt adapter is going to let you juice up really quickly. So yeah, another point for OnePlus in this regard. Finally guys, I want to talk to you guys about camera, and this is the one place where I hesitate a little bit in recommending somebody the 13s, especially if they are very big camera users. See, you get two 50 megapixel sensors on the 13s. One is a typical wide lens and the other is a 50 megapixel 2x telephoto. I said this in my full review as well. I would have really hoped that this 2x telephoto would have been a 3x to give us more zoom range, especially since the primary is already 50 and you can do an almost lossless crop at 2x from the main sensor anyway. Photos are decent that come out of this phone. They are not bad by any means, but that's the only thing that comes to me, is that the camera quality could have been better, like it is with all OnePlus phones. I would have preferred a better telephoto or a regular ultra wide instead of the 2x telephoto. It doesn't really make much sense to me, but then again, that's just me. In terms of video, you can do 4K 60 FPS from both the lenses, which is a good thing, and the front facing camera also lets you record up to 4K 30 FPS. A better telephoto would have really made this phone a blank recommendation from my side. Other than that guys, OnePlus has sprinkled in a lot of their own flavor in this with OnePlus AI and the Plus key that they have added on this phone, and all of these features are maybe useful to one or two of you, and even I have used them in the starting, but in the overall experience, OxygenOS 15 is filled with customization features. So if you like customizing your phone, that is going to be something that you'll enjoy on the 13s. In my full review, a lot of you were asking me about Wi-Fi issues as well as call quality issues, and trust me, as I use this phone as my secondary phone, even when I was using it earlier as my primary before dropping my full review, Wi-Fi connection was not something that I faced an issue with, and neither was call dropping or 5G an issue. Now obviously, it could be that some people are having issues with their particular locations as well as service providers, but because I did not face these issues, I'm just gonna say that network quality has also been pretty great in terms of my end. So guys, what is the conclusion? The 13s from OnePlus is clearly a very capable phone, and at this 47,000 price point, there are not many other phones. Honestly, if camera is not that big of a deal to you and you value fast performance, a great in-hand feel, and a near flagship overall quality phone, then I think this can be a very good phone for you. You can go ahead and check it out from the link in the description at Amazon. Get it for 47K while you can. I think this is a great deal for this phone right now. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Consider liking, subscribing so that we can hit 300K as soon as possible, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and peace out. Bye-bye now.